What up, Roundup fam? How y'all doing this beautiful evening? New Year's. Wow. New Year's. 5 days. It's an honor to be with you this evening as I try to pour into you. Okay, so today, Roundup, thank you for joining us. I'm Kris Haskins. You know, my mission and my ministry is to raise your financial literacy through real estate investing and entrepreneurship. Something that's been on my heart since I did this past weekend, I released a video. I don't know, maybe it's 3,000 views now about your future. Right. So tonight, I want to talk to you and train you about the few things that I have done over the past few years, because I promise you, I didn't blow up till I was 40. I kept reading. I remember when I was 30 reading Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, and he said how most men don't recognize their true talents until they turn 40. And for me, I guess I'm just an average Joe. I'm just an average Joe. And I want you to know that I'm not anything more special than you are. There are two people here tonight that I want to talk to, me and you. Two people that I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about myself, obviously, but you. Right now, I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about your future. I'm thinking about your finances. I'm thinking about the freedom that I want you to have. I'm thinking about the assets I want you to buy and what I want you to own. So tonight, I'm going to share with you some secrets. Something that's been weighing on me, man. It's been weighing on me, Roundup, when I think about my people and not only what we've been through, and they want us just to forget about it, but we have to figure out a way to get over it. Get over it. Yes, all that stuff happened in the past. Yes, there's social injustices. Yes, there's racism. Yes, there's all type of stuff that goes on, right? But what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it, right? So that's what I want to talk to you today. For me, just for me, right? I'm just trying to share with you my story. I had success in the music business. We made hundreds of thousands of dollars. I lost it all, right? Drinking, drugging, sexing, popping bottles, all that stuff. I learned that there's no future in that. And I think that our society crams that down young men's throats. It makes us think that that's being a man, right? I remember having friends like they would be living with a girl, had a baby with another girl. So these dudes are in between two places. Like, what are you doing? Is that something to be admirable about? About? Why would you want to not have your own place when you split in your place between you get mad at one chick, you go live with another chick? So I'm not judging anybody. All I'm saying is I have sacrificed my life in being a martyr for you. My wife's like, why do you always got to do this stuff? You know, I feel that this message is not being spread out. And we need more men in our community, in our society to spread this message, because I was headed for destruction. I recognized it at 28. We got our publishing deal. Shout out to Jay Praise. I was 25. I was headed for destruction, right? So thank God I was able to meet some people and learn a few things, read a few things. So tonight I want to talk to you about two things: real estate and intellectual property. Intellectual property. We're going to get into that. I'm so glad I reread Rich Dad, Poor Dad over the weekend. A couple things I want to make you aware of. I'm going to be starting a book club, book of the month club. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Oh man. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit that bell so you know when we go live. And do I have the right mic on? Sometimes I have the wrong mic on. Camera, audio. Okay, I don't even sound sexy. How's that? Am I getting my Barry White on? I always forget to cut that stupid mic on. Does that sound better, y'all? Does that sound better? All right, so we got that on. So tonight, Roundup, I was reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad. How do we get you? Over the weekend, I did this video, right? Sharing with you about people's retirement and how 84% of us have less than 99,000 in our retirement. And this is indicative of our society regarding income. I'm going to share my screen with you. I have a spreadsheet, right? I found this spreadsheet on the internet, y'all, where you can actually type in, look at this craziness. You can type in your income, right? Just type in $60,000. It would tell you you're in the top 21% of society. Isn't this crazy? When I saw this, I'm like, 60,000. That puts me in the top. How in the world is that possible? Oh, you gotta make it 60,000. So what if I'm at, let's just say 250? That's an average year. That's just a 250. You're in the 1% at a measly 250,000. And if you would have asked me years ago that I would think a 250,000 is a lot of money. But what I learned is the majority of people we can see here, U.S. incomes, the majority of people, y'all, we're right here in that 40, 50, 60,000 and below, right here. Can y'all see this? I'm just looking at, I'm like, how in the hell do they expect? And this is verifiable. This is all from the U.S. labor statistics. So let's see, it's probably, what is this, 75,000? Majority of people make 75,000 or less. And look at this. Some people just bringing in $5,000 a year. Good God. Well, what I want you to see when you get up here to the 250,000s, 300,000s, it has a bump right here. Isn't that cool? So this spreadsheet here, this dude, I'm trying to find this dude, Jeremy. He created this whole spreadsheet that tells you, I'm like, man, 32,000, half of America makes $32,000. If that doesn't get you off of your seat, if that doesn't say, you know what can I do to help my country, help my people? I'm like, 32,000, you should be making $32,000 a month. That should be a month as opposed to a year, right? I don't know what your income is round up, but my goal for 2021, I know this. I refuse to participate in a recession, right? I remember a man telling me that, Chris, I just don't want to participate in it. I don't want you to have to. So the first thing is real estate. Real estate, I want to talk to you about not only making money with real estate, but managing it. The 5 rules of gold with George Clason. Only one of them is for earning. So the secrets come in with the other 4, managing it. See, for me, when I got my money, the first time I lost it all, I remember my wife always says, Chris, why didn't I meet you when you had all that back in the day? I'm like, well, I was just a little boy at that time. Oh, yeah, if you're trying to stop drinking, if you're trying to lower your sugar intake like I'm trying to do, these miracle berries, miracle fruit, this stuff here, you talking something. You take these things and you put them under your tongue. You put them on top of your tongue and you suck on them they dissolve in your mouth. I wouldn't put a whole one in your mouth. I would just cut it in half is what I do. I promise you. This will obliterate your taste buds. It will destroy, demolish your taste buds. You won't even be able to eat anything remotely sweet, right? So if you are trying to cut back on the sugar like I am trying to do, and berries, those things will, oh my God, take your taste buds and suplex them joints. Remember that back in the day, suplex? So let's see. Today we signed a contract. I cannot wait to share with you guys. So I'm having to buy a house to move the seller to, right? Check this out. We're buying a house, moving them into that house. Simultaneously, while we buy their house, they're moving here, and then we're going to buy their house. It's just crazy. So man, this is just some unbelievable stuff. I never thought I would be able to do stuff like this. It's just truly crazy. So if you're just wholesaling, I know wholesaling is cool. I remember when I first started doing it, it was cool. I'm like, I could take a piece of paper and sell that paper for 5, 10, 15. The biggest one I ever seen was $100,000 on a wholesale deal. Yes, it can be done. Not every day, but it can be done. So wholesaling is cool, but the magic happens. What do you do with it after you get the money? So for me, I had to learn the hard way. I had to lose it all, right? So let me share my first slide here, if you will, in our class tonight. Thank you for joining us. How much do Americans have saved for retirement? So if you look at the first 1, 2, 3, 4 columns, I put this video out over the weekend. But I wanted to expand on it today because I'm not able to cover everything. Like you're coming here tonight because you are part of the Roundup fam, right? But a lot of people watch the videos. They may watch one or two videos and don't come back. But you coming back to share your time with me, and I don't take that lightly. I take it very seriously. So 1, 2, 3, 4 columns makes up to 84% here, right? I'm like, how can this be possible? But look at this. What I want you to see here. 45. This is out of 100, right? 45 people have zero for retirement. And I know you might be like me 10 years ago. I don't need retirement. Why? Well, no, I started my retirement in 2006. Why? Because the rich white man, Lonnie Scruggs, said, Kris, you need to do this. I had to force myself to set up a retirement account. No one was sharing with me. What do real estate and entrepreneurs do? What do? We set up something called a self-directed Roth IRA. Self-directed. With entrepreneurs like you and I, what do? We set up something called a self-directed Roth IRA. So that's how we are forcing ourselves. You force yourself to save or set up a retirement account because ain't nobody like for me. Ain't nobody saving no money for me. I don't have anybody matching my income. I don't have anybody taking something out of my check. I don't have anybody saying, Kris, you need to put something aside for your future, right? That's where the other 4 laws of gold come in with the management. It's the management, the earning. We can't earn money, right? We can earn, but the management comes right here, the other 16%. What have we done over time? You have to take a portion, and I know this sounds so crazy to hear this. I can't believe I'm saying it because I used to be the guy, man. I'm saving my money. I'm good, right? It's not about what you have now. It's what are you managing, right? What are you managing? Assets under management. You have to be your own AUM, right? Be your own AUM. Don't worry about a Fidelity or Schwab or any type of investment house to manage your assets. You have to figure this stuff out on your own if you're an entrepreneur. Now, if you work a full-time job and they have an asset manager that comes on and offers that to you, more power to you. But what I've noticed in my travels and research and just being in different organizations, going to different speaking arrangements, engagements, there's just not a lot of jobs for people. I'm talking about for the masses. Not a lot of jobs out there for people that look like me to have high incomes. I'm not talking about no $100,000 because we all know that's just the start. That's just the start. Okay, so we'll go over whatever you want to tonight. Get your questions in. The start to try to figure out how to make 100,000 in a year, right? And that even puts you at. Let me show you. What do we say? 100,000 puts you at 8%. You're in the top 8% of income earners. You're among the top 3 million out of 158 million American wage earners. There are 145 million people who make less than you. That's $48 an hour, which I'm like, that's nothing. That's no money. The median income is here. Good God. $13 an hour. Your income is 3.4 times the median. It would take you 600 hours, 75 work days to make the median annual income. That's 75 days for you to make the median annual income, which is 28,000, right? 75 days. Okay. 100,000, you're the top 8%. So we're talking about self-directed Roth IRA. Who do I use? I have a company that I use called my custodian, Equity Trust Company. They don't pay me. They should. I don't know how many people I've referred to them. How many lenders that I've got over there. Good God. Equity Trust Company is who I use, okay? So if you want to get your IRA set up, The reason we use IRAs, y'all, the big reason is number one, they are 100% tax free on the gain. Let me repeat that. Not the contribution. See, the IRS looks at things. You can have the same money going in, the same money, but how it goes in is how the IRS will tax you. So, for instance, let's say I've got a note, right? Matter of fact, I collected a payment today. We won't talk about, we'll talk about real estate. Intellectual property. And notes. So notes, right? So notes. I collected a payment today on a note that I have out. I forget how much I got out. I can't even remember, but the guy pays me every 45 days. And that note is with my self-directed Roth IRA, but it's actually with my children's college account. So your kids can have a self-directed or a Coverdale. And all the gain inside of that, all the growth is tax-free. 100% tax-free. Now, my kids' stuff, I have to use it for educational purposes, right? But if you do a note, say you loan somebody 10 grand, 20 grand, 100,000, all the money that comes back in is tax-free. So I needed to set this up because I had to force myself to do it. Forcing myself, in my mind, I was like, I knew I was going to have a fee for my self-directed Roth IRA, okay? I knew I'd have that yearly fee. So I think I'm paying $500 a year, right? So I'm like, I started my IRA with $2,000. If I don't do any deals, I knew that money was going to chip away. So it forced me to do deals, y'all. Setting up the self-directed IRA forced me to go out there and say, you know what, shit. I'm like, I put this money in here. If I don't do a deal, I'm going to lose it all because you have yearly fees. So you set the IRA up, put a few thousand in there. If you don't do any deals, it's going to chip away at your money and it's all gone. So it makes you, having a self-directed Roth IRA or 401k, forces you to go out there and do deals. And let me make sure I keep you guys informed that tonight, our New Year's special is ending. It will be ending this evening. All my real estate training on my website is, 40% off everything. Everything's 40% off. So head on, if you want, while we're watching here, you can head on over to my website. It's krishaskins.com. All of my training, there's all the negotiating stuff, the YouTube stuff, the sub-2 lease option, everything's 40% off. That special will end tonight at midnight, okay? Thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you. I'm honored, man. I'm a money magnet. Thank you. I am a money magnet. Thank you. Repeat that. I am a money magnet. Thank you. All right. So look into your Roth IRA. Just take my word for it, dude. So the first picture we looked at, let me go back to my graph here. Boom. Share screen. The first people have nothing. 45 people, right? And don't forget, this is just out of 100 I'm doing to make it easy on me. 45 out of 100. The next ones have, let's say that's 19%, less than 10,000 in retirement. It's crazy. So before we, man, so much to talk to you guys about. So let's talk about why they don't have it. I'm going to go deep into that real quick. Why they don't have anything in retirement. I'm going to share with you just very quickly. And then we're going to talk about intellectual property, and I'm going to let you go. So here's just a graph that I found. I think it was Yahoo Finance. I'm not even going to ask you, okay, say we spend a year. This is just time we spend in a lifetime. I'm not even going to ask you. Like I had a housekeeper, right? I'm not even going to say you need to go that far. But having a housekeeper allows you to buy back your time so that you can focus on money-making opportunities that will generate income for you and your family. So for me, I learned from Ron LeGrand, washing clothes, cleaning the house, doing yard work, washing the car. All that stuff was just sucking away. Dan Kennedy calls it being a time vampire. So you only got 24 hours in a day. That's all you got. And you got to sleep 8 of those, right? So doing housework. I don't have the housekeeper now because of the COVID and we got the baby, but I promise you, as soon as that stuff over, I'm done cleaning. changing sheets, bathroom, sweeping, mop. We don't do that stuff, right? You don't do that. It's nothing but a time waster, and you can easily sub it out for a small fee. Okay. Socializing, I got to do that. I'll probably spend more than a year on that. Shopping. Let's go down to social media. 6 years on social media. What if you were just to buy back a few of those years off of social media, Roundup? And let's go. I got another. Oops, not there. Another graph on social media. We got 153 hours. I was thinking about that over the weekend. I'm like, if you just do what the opposite of what the 84 are doing, what are the 84 doing? I went to Chipotle last night. 9 people out of 10 because it was packed. Everybody's on their game playing. Oh, I'm sorry. Everybody's on their game on their phones playing Candy Crush, these video games. I'm like, what games are these? I have no idea what these games are. I never played a game. Well, not never, but I don't play video games on my phone. I'm looking at them scrolling down, playing video games, interacting with other people on these games. And I'm not mad at any gamers, but I'm like, what if you were to take a few moments out of your day as opposed to having those games, replacing them with a book? What if you were to do that? Could you possibly at least move up a bracket? I'm not saying you need to be up here, right? I'm saying, could you possibly move up a bracket? What are you doing with your spare time? I promise you, what I've learned, successful people master their spare time. I wish I could take you into my bedroom. The next, like I got the beds, the nightstands, they are loaded with books. I probably got 20 books I'm going through learning different things. And I didn't even start reading until I was 28. I didn't start reading a book. I hated reading until I found out that you could read about how to make money. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's do that. So, spare time. I'm gonna get to real estate in a minute, though. I'm gonna get to real estate. All of this ties into real estate because you can make money. But if you haven't mastered your financial literacy, then you're gonna always lose it. You're always gonna lose it. I remember being a wholesaler, man. I remember those checks making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 on wholesale deals a month. This has been years ago, right? But then I look back and I'm like, I don't own no houses. I don't have any notes. I have nothing to show for it but a bank account. And then that gets chipped away because you got to continually do marketing, right? So my wholesalers, I love y'all. And I know you guys got it set up for a business where your hands off. You got just money coming in. And that's cool. At the end of the day, that's one income stream. How much time are you putting into that income stream? That's why we want to own assets. So your wholesaling business could be an asset, right? But owning the rental property, you got to deal with one tenant. It depends on if you have multifamily or single family, right? So owning income producing assets, you have to own these assets. And those assets could be hard, real property or intellectual property, which we're going to get to in a few seconds, right? So I talked to you about the social media habits, which I cannot stand. I'm on there too. TV. Let's see. That didn't look right. Okay. Social media, cut it out. Email, watching TV. That's a big one for me. Y'all know I abhor TV. Are y'all seeing my screen? Am I sharing the screen? Yeah. Good God, y'all. TV. I wish I could burn every TV in this country, take it to the dump, the landfill, and just throw them in there, chunk them in there, right? And one of the things I've mastered in my lifetime is to minimize my expenses, right? And it's crazy because in the Millionaire Next Door, he talks about being a UPW, what is it? Prodigious accumulator of wealth or under prodigious accumulator of wealth. I've mastered, for me, expenses super low. But it's crazy. I didn't have the pleasure of marrying, but my wife has mastered the art of having expenses super high. So it's like we kind of, it's yin and yang. So for me, I want everything. I'm a saver. I'm the save where you can. My wife's like, she's if I've mastered having expenses super low. She's a master at having expenses super high. So that's just one of the things that I have to deal with, So you can't hit a grand slam on every hit on every pitch, right? So that's one of the things that I struggle with, I have to deal with. And I do it lovingly, no big deal. So watching TV, I don't watch TV unless it's once in a while. YouTube is my TV now. And that's the reason we're here today, because I learned how to turn YouTube into intellectual property for you and me right now. So 8 years, what if you were just to shave off a few of those years watching TV? I hate the TV. Shave a few off, replace that. Now, here's the magic. Like when you're trying to lose weight, you can't just cut back stuff, right? You have to replace it with something else. You have to replace it with something as opposed to something that's damaging you, as opposed to watching TV. You have to replace it, let's say, with whether it's going to be book, networking, going out to meet somebody new, looking at business ventures, trying to grow your mental capacity with online courses. So the challenge for most people, including me, I can do it now because I've trained myself. Even with my diet, I don't eat anything during the day. So whenever I get hungry, I refocus that attention to something else, or I get a big glass of water. So I do intermittent fasting every day. I'm not saying I got it down. I never eat until 4 o'clock. And you're talking about the weight. Your weight will melt off. So we're talking about watching TV 8 years. And what if we were to cut off some of that TV roundup? Cut off some of that TV. Would that help you at all? Would it help you? Ask yourself. I want to know, how much TV do you watch? How much do you watch? I promise you. If you watch a bunch of TV, I haven't seen it happen. I have not met one wealthy person, and I got a bunch of friends. These fools don't even. As a matter of fact, I didn't even own a TV till my wife get. I don't own a TV. I don't. She got the TVs for the house. I never bought one. Yes, I guess I'll probably put the money up, but she makes sure we got TV in the house. So things I have to deal with, right? How much TV you watching? So real estate, when you earn your money, the financial literacy part is paying down your mortgages. And I know you might think I'm crazy, but I promise you, my mentor showed me the way. Pay them down. You have to every month be diligent and vigilant to go and put extra principal on your mortgage. And I know you probably, like me, when I first started, like, man, what is $100 here or there going to do for me? If you look at it like that, yes, it will feel like a big deal. But I tell you, y'all, I'm on the back end and looking back at my debt. It just takes little baby steps, just like those squirrels out there planting those little seeds in the ground. Boom, 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 boom. Next thing you know, you got 100, you got 1,000, you got 2,000. The stuff adds up over time. Financial literacy is not only income. So we're going to raise our income, right? We're going to get to intellectual property in a minute. What are you going to do with the money? What do you do with your money when it comes in? What do you do with it? I know for me, back in the day, I was balling out of control, not too much, traveling, hotels, partying. God, I wasted so much money. So what are you doing with it? You have to have it go a place that will be yours. So when we talk about a part of what I earn is mine to keep. It's mine to keep. How much money are you keeping? I'm not talking about holding on the side for an expense. See, the problem with most poor people, what I've learned, poor people own, the only thing that they own are expenses. They own expenses, car bill, cell bill, house bill, clothing bill, credit card bill, whatever those are the things that the poor own, right? You own them joints. The wealthy, what we do, we own. I'm like, I can't get it out of my head. We own and buy and control income producing real estate and property. That's what we do. We don't try to own a bunch of expenses, right? Big house, got a big mortgage. I drive through the big neighborhoods, got big old mortgages. Means you got a lot going out. Okay. Poor people own expenses, right? So think about it. Think about all your expenses. How can you cut some of them back? All right, we'll get to some Q&A in a minute. I want to talk to you very quickly about, so we went over notes, real estate, when you're making money, flipping property, flipping wholesale stuff, all the flip. For me, I'm taking like 60 to 70% of my money and paying down my debt. I'm done with debt. I want my real estate, boom, because I can always borrow it back. I can always borrow it back, right? But you don't see the thing of it is when you have a mortgage, you get that monthly payment every month. Once you pay it off, you can get a line of credit against it, and then you just borrow it as you go. That's been my secret to my success, right? Real estate income producing properties. You're raising your financial literacy by paying down those mortgages. And I know it's going to hurt, but it's nothing but a muscle. The more you do it, say, like for instance, we had 5,000 come in yesterday. I got 3 of it going towards debt. The other 1,500 taxes, and then I might take 500 bucks. So I got 5,000 come in, 3 goes toward debt, 1,500 for taxes. I spend 5. Not a lot. I'm on a very, very tight leash. Very tight leash. Intellectual property. This is my favorite, y'all. Oh my goodness. Intellectual property. Intellectual property. Well, what does the World Intellectual Property Organization say that is? You are going to love this. This is where the big money starts coming in, y'all. Intellectual property. Because I actually forgot about this till I read Rich Dad Poor Dad the other day. Intellectual property refers to creations of the mind, such as inventions, literary and artistic works, designs and symbols, names and images used in commerce. Now, I remember back in the day when I first read this from Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad's book, I used to think, man, I can't own any. Can I? Can I really own any intellectual? Nah, that's for those rich guys. That's for those rich guys. But when I was thinking at the time, Bill Gates, I guess Facebook wasn't even out at this time when I read that book, but he talks about software. And I used to think, man, I could never have any software. But Roundup, let me tell you, you do not have to be the one that creates it. You can just license it out. You can just license it out, right? So for me, we license out different real estate investing software, right? And when somebody buys it, we get a piece of that sale. And it is on something called a continuity program. A continuity. I'm giving y'all the game here tonight. A lot of real estate guys aren't going to tell you this. They're just going to get you in one, but they don't want to tell you what you're in. A continuity program is something that you have to pay each and every month you own it, right? So your cell phone is an example of a continuity program. Your lighting bill, your any type of utility that you use is on a continuity program. Say, for instance, if you have an email provider that you had to pay for, that's like Microsoft. You remember when Microsoft was you bought the CD? Now what are they doing? They're charging you every year. So it is continuity program. That's what they have you on a I'm like, what is this? God, I learned so much studying this dude, Dan Kennedy, continuity program. So you think about it. Let's see, what else do we have? So for me, I have a continuity program that I pay into happily. I lease my car, right? I want to pay $300 a month. I don't want to have to worry about any repairs. I don't come around and something breaks down. I call a guy, comes picks it up, takes it to the dealer. I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about any repairs on my car. I don't want to use any of my Chris Haskins magical brain computer worrying about car repairs, right? That is one of the things that I've told myself starting in 2018. No more car repairs for me. I'm done with it. Car breaks down, guy comes, gets it, takes it to the dealer, fix it, brings it back. I'm done. Okay, so I am in a continuity program with that. So what are some other examples of continuity that we pay every month? Any type of internet software that you're going to pull lists, skip tracing service, be able to text stuff, email providers. There's so much software out there that you can get plugged into intellectual property. I'm not even going to get to you creating it yet. I'm just talking about I want to get your mind wrapped around being able to offer it to other people. I'm trying to think about how many continuity programs do I. My email provider, I pay that. I have a mind map thing. I'll show you that. Let me show you what that looks like. My mind map, right? So every time I'm doing a new joint venture, I go to my mind map here. Let's say, where is it at? There we go. So I share my screen with you. When I'm doing a new venture, I have this thing called a mind map. So in my YouTube and internet marketing mastermind, which we will be meeting this week, the deadline for joining that with a discount ends tonight. The $500 off ends tonight. So here's this mind map. I don't know what I pay for that, but every year I've got YouTube and internet. I have a YouTube software that I pay for every month, and they give me a discount. I think I pay $600 a year. TubeBuddy, vidIQ, another software that I use to help promote my YouTube channel. Kajabi is an online storage and training center. It allows me to upload videos and then sell the product. Those are all examples. Say it, repeat it with me. Continuity programs. Continuity programs. And if you think I'm telling y'all, if you think real estate is good, continuity programs blows real estate out of the water. Why is that? Because with real estate, there's going to be some money exchanged somewhere, whether it's taxes, whether it's insurance, maintenance, upkeep, can get a new roof, central heating and air, window broke, got a refrigerator here. You have some expenses. With intellectual property and digital platforms that are continuous, you have zero expenses other than the price of the software, right? No expenses if you're using somebody else's. So you don't even have to create this stuff. You do not have to create the continuity program. You can just plug into somebody else that has one and offer those to a list you have or to a customer, right? But you do have to understand sales. You have to understand marketing, how to get the clients to come in, how to offer it for sale. So there are some skills to come into offering other people's intellectual property on a continuity program. Wow, I hope I'm not talking too fast. Let me repeat that. There are some skills to come in to offer other people's intellectual property on a continuity program, right? So this stuff, man, I don't expect you to get it all tonight. I'm giving you the game because first, I love you. I'm sick of meeting broke. No more broke people. No more, man. I need everybody to make dough. I want y'all to make big money in 2021 because 100, 200, 300,000. It's just no money. And I remember when I used to think that was a lot. I'm like, that's the beginning. It's the beginning, y'all. One house. So with intellectual stuff, with a house, you got to either buy it, put up the money, get a loan, take over some debt. No one's just going to give you a house with no debt on it, right? Doesn't happen. I'm a real estate investor, and I have yet to have that happen to me. No one's just going to say, Chris, I know the house is worth $100,000. I don't owe anything, but here you go. You can have it. Not going to happen. Okay. So we have to figure out other ways, including intellectual property, to get continuity. Because for the rent, yes, I love rent. I'm cool with it. I love rent. Got a bunch of houses, the cash flow every month. Oh my Lord. Oh my God. I got this berry in my mouth, right? When you eat these berries, miracle fruit, I'm drinking lemon water, right? It tastes like this is just lemon water. It tastes like somebody poured a cup of sugar into the glass, and when you drink it, your taste buds just blow up. So if I were to drink something that was actually sweet, my mouth would just turn inside out. So it prohibits you from drinking anything sweet. So that lemon water tastes like the sweetest lemonade you ever want to try. All right, so rental property is cool. Here's the drawback with rental property, which I'm not. I think you should do it, but I'm just saying there are caps on this stuff. There are limitations when it comes to rental property. Let's say you have a house free and clear, rents $1,000 a month, right? That's the rent. Either you're going to do a lease option, get a big down payment from somebody. You can do that. But that house has a finite set of return, a finite number on its returns. $1,000 a month, that's going to be $12,000 a year minus taxes and insurance, right? So that house, even if you own it free and clear, the maximum rent it's going to get is whatever the market is, right? That'll say $1,000 a month. Now, with the internet or with intellectual property, you can have different products in all 50 states and beyond. If you're a real superstar, you can sell stuff in other countries. But with intellectual stuff, you can have it in all states at all times of the day, 24 hours a day, selling stuff every second of the day. You got offers going out, different emails, text stuff, all that. So I'm just asking you, today's training was about business in general, how not to be a part of the 84%. So as you're making and earning doing this stuff, you're socking stuff away in your self-directed Roth IRA. And don't forget, you don't necessarily have to contribute to it because that's after taxed dollars. You're paying taxes on it as you put it in. So with the Roth IRA, once it's in, you convert it to some type of note or some type of real estate or something like that. Intellectual property. My last thing, then we'll get to Q&A. My last statement was your own intellectual property. You guys know I've created a bunch of courses, training products, docs for you, all that stuff. I took the time out of my life to put all of that together for you to help raise money and set more income for my family, right? So we sacrifice our time, build these products, and then we offer them for sale, and it's autopilot. So that's more intellectual property. And I showed you that sale I've got going on right now, 40% off of everything. So the intellectual property will allow you to have passive income unlimited. You have no idea how much or how many people will buy whatever products you have for that month. You just don't know. It all depends on how hard you're going to go with marketing, sales, advertising, running ads, all of that stuff. So when you have these digital assets that are online, once again, getting back to owning assets. Asset could be real estate, intellectual property, notes, right? Those three are the ones that I'm involved with. I do a little bit of stock trading, but I don't know too much about the stock market. It always feels like I had some Zoom and it was at 500. Now it's at 300. I just can't. The stock market just drives me up the wall. I like to touch my stuff, right? I like to touch it. Even if it's on a website, I can go to the website, see that it's there, right? Okay, so those are the three I just wanted to talk to y'all. Listen, guys, that link, I'll put that link in there if you want to see how to calculate your income. Where is that one at? Oh yeah, type in what is your annual income? It tells you how far you are ahead at what percentile you're in. 125,000, which is, I mean, it's just peanuts. I'm telling you, I know dudes that are making $500,000 a month, guys. We have to open up our minds to say that 20, 30, $40 is not a lot. And it all depends upon who you're hanging around. If you're hanging around a bunch of people that are like trying to get to $20, $30 an hour, that's what you'll be. That's just what you'll be. If you're hanging around dudes that are trying to do 100, 200 a month, 100,000 a month, at least you'll get pulled to do that, okay? Listen, I love y'all. I'll do some quick Q&A. We'll get you out of here. I really just wanted to, I just wanted to go over this stuff. Kenneth, the webinar, that was on the YouTube and Internet Marketing Masterclass. It's on a website. You can get that for 40% off if you want. That's on krishaskins.com. But if you want to join the mastermind, that's where you're really going to learn how to make some money. I'll share with you what YouTube, if anybody wants to join the mastermind, our YouTube probably makes on average $100 a day. So I remember before, Kenneth, I used to think about my 40-hour work week. How much can I make in 40 hours? Now I think about 7 days a week. What's 7 times 24? I don't even know. Let me add that up real quick. 7 times 24. 7 days a week times 24 hours. That's 168 hours a week, right? I think about my life now, Kenneth, every day, not just the work day. YouTube is on 24 hours a day. It cranks out money every day, not just 5 days a week. So that YouTube is the series. Oh, thank you so much, Candace. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just saying average. I don't want people to think that I'm any different, better, smarter, knowing secrets. I just happen to meet the right people in my life, right? Thank you for sharing. That's a trade what you're struggling with. Let me know. I say, DJ. I say, hey, DJ. Nice picture there. The one that said cost you a dinner. That might be the text message one, or that could be the internet, YouTube, and internet marketing. I'm not quite sure which one you get. Philly, there's our winner. Didn't you win something, Philly? I think you won a course or something. Big E. I remember someplace back in the day telling him, yeah, I'm 45, bro. I'm not trying to hide it at all. Happy New Year, Aaron. Happy New Year, my brother. Tamika, oh man, you guys are in for such a treat. Tamika is the realtor that's helping us put together this deal where we had to buy. I'm having to buy a house to move a lady to. Not forget about just buying a house for us to buy. I have to buy a house for her and buy her house. It's crazy. Crazy. Never thought I did that. Candace, what's assets under management? AUM. Assets under management, as opposed to worrying about some type of Fidelity or a Wells Fargo financial planner guys. Clean off my lens. I know. Is that dirty? Is it that dirty? Is that better? Sorry about that. Assets under management, as opposed to letting them worry. Because here's the thing: when you get to a certain level, right? Let's say you got 1, 2, 300,000. You have two options. You got two options. Well, three. You could go spend it, right? But then you're back at square one. Two, let the system, let some asset manager take your money and put it under their umbrella. That's assets under management for them. And what are they going to do? They're going to put you in the machine. They're going to grind you up, right? They're going to take fees, points, percentages, all that stuff, transaction fees. And then you're looking crazy because you spent 30% of your capital on fees going to them because they got to get paid too. They got nice cars, houses, families. They got to feed. But for me, Candace, asset under management is my real estate, my intellectual property, and my notes. Okay. And I'm not saying I'm any right or wrong, better or worse. Hey, I'm here. I'm doing this. This is just the shit that I've learned. For me, I just wasn't able to understand how I'm gonna give you some type of a broker all my stuff, and you pay me. I get 3% return, whatever, minus fees. Don't forget fees. Fees is what kill you. That's right. I killed asset under management. Yeah, there you are. Grok got my email. I got my lens cleared off for you. Hey, TME, what's up, buddy? How do I combat mental fatigue? Well, I just learned. Matter of fact, I'll go get some products that I use. I'll run in there and get them real quick. It's called Relive. I learned that being 45, the food that we eat ain't worth 5 cents. So you have to have some type of supplements. So it's called, I won't go get it. It's called Relive, right? Relive, Reliv. Reliv. If you want to know more about that. That stuff has helped me, and I just started doing CMOS too. But mental fatigue, it's been more challenging for me, being that I'm a high I. I'm a 99 I. I love being around people, which is why I'm here right now. Hard being stuck in the house. Hard. Probably why I'm always online trying to teach something, because I want to be around people, right? It's hard for me. Yeah, but that Relive, Reliv, is what I use for my health and mental stability. Bro, yesterday a big boom happened. I don't know what that was. North Carolina. Lucan just finished a 3-day water coffee. Good for you. Now eating 1 meal a day. That's right. 1 meal a day, y'all. If you just, I don't eat. Where link to what happened? There you go, DJ. School loans. Pay them down. Just pay them joints down. Guys, if you don't come out of this pandemic one step better, one notch smarter, meeting somebody new, you can only blame yourself. You can only blame yourself. Even for me, we created a whole product on my section, the Landlord's Guide to Section 8 housing during the pandemic. And I got a newborn baby and 2 other kids and a wife here to take care of. So Roundup, take this time. Focus on at least on your intellectual property. Ray, what strategies am I using now to find deals? We're running hell of money on Facebook ads. Matter of fact, the one we locked up today, and I don't even like, I know everybody's like, I locked up this, I locked up that. I'm not a transaction guy. I don't toot my horn on transactions. I'm a assets under management guy. What do you have? How many horses do you have in the stable? But Facebook is where we're spending our money. And I'm telling you, Ray, for me, it's not been cheap. It's cost me several thousand, but I'm trying to tweak it to where I can crank it up, crank it down. It ain't cheap. What up, Eleanor? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you here. Pat, hey, Kenneth, how you doing, my brother? 168. Eleanor, 10 people come over to your channel. Oh, thank you, my friend. Thank you. I'm going to be opening up a members only site. It's going to be a few dollars a month, but I'm going to have special guests for you. The book of the month, the whole lot of new stuff we got unrolling for this year. Ray, I've been having a really hard time finding deals. I'm not sure what other people are too. Oh yeah, I forget. We're also doing the text blast. So if you go to my site today, only just go to, if you want to get it, it's 50% off. The text blast. I forgot we're doing that too. Text blast masterclass. Dutch is going to show you exactly how to use that software. It's like a texting software. He shows you how to go pull the lists, get the skip tracing. So if you want to get that, you get that for 40% off today. That does end tonight, Ray. But yeah, the text blasting, we're doing that too. Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, Dutch is working on a lead generation product as we speak, brother. 2020 on 21 on fire. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. Gatira, please, can you speak about the role of your faith in business success? Well, I am a believer. I don't tout it everywhere, but here's my thing, Gatira. My thing was like, why can't people in the word get paid? Why can't we get paid too? Why I gotta be broke just because I want to go to church? I ain't finna do that. I ain't finna do that. So for me, I'm like, why can't people in the word be rich? So I'm like, yeah, be fruitful. So that's my main focus. Trey is subject to as simple as getting the deed transferred. That's all. Don't forget, Trey. The definition of selling your house is having the homeowner sign the deed in your name, delivering you the deed. That's it. Now, all that stuff, money and loans and realtor and appraisals and inspections and termite letters and mortgage brokers, all that stuff has been attached to the seller signing the deed and delivering it to you, right? Loans, liens. It's that simple. All this stuff is over here, but them giving you the deed has nothing to do with all this stuff, Trey. Okay, so keep that in mind. Delivering the deed, all that stuff, realtor, broker, loan originator, appraiser. I could go on and on. Now, we're happy to do business with these people, right? Matter of fact, the investor is the one that keeps them all in business. Keeps them all in business. So signing the deed, the sub-2, all this stuff can come along with it. All right. So don't Trey, don't overthink it. Subject to is nothing but signing the deed over to the buyer. That's it. Relive. Seymour. Okay. Yep. Thanks. Good to see you, Tammy. Wow. I miss you guys. I miss you. I'm happy for you too. Good hearing from you. Relive. RELIV. That stuff, I promise. You want to get a good night's sleep. And it's got some other good side effects I won't really go into now, but Relive, I think I pay, I don't know, $60, $70 a month. Here's the thing, Timmy. I remember I kept hearing LeBron James spends $1 million a year. LeBron James spends $1 million a year on his body. I asked myself, I'm like, Chris, you're an entrepreneur, you're a businessman, you somewhat successful in things. How much money are you spending on your body? And at the time, it was nothing other than the gym membership that I had. So I had made a decision to say, you know what, dude, I'm going to start spending money on my body. All right. So we got the Relive. Is not expensive, but it's $70 a month. So what's 70 times 12? I don't know, 700. I spend $840 a year. This is not, so how much money are you spending on your body? How much money are you spending on your body, y'all? Eleanor, I've been going hard learning the note business. There you go. The note business is a monster. Aaron, continuity programs have people in your circles use or recommend others aside from real estate software. Do I have that? Oh man, Aaron, every time you see a guest on my channel, whatever product they're offering, we get a piece of it. I'm telling you, I'm pulling back the curtains here. I want you to know they're coming on because I'm an entrepreneur. We're making money together, right? So aside from real estate software, you got PropStream. Let's see. Well, I have if you go to, no, I don't have anything. Everything's real estate based. Aaron, that's a good question. No, all my stuff's real estate based. But you could offer any type of stuff that agents need, or I don't know what real estate agents or realtors, what programs they use, but I'm sure it's something close to real estate investors. But if you want to, we can chop that up and see what programs people that you don't need. I promise you, they all have some type of continuity program that they're in that you could get in between and get paid. Dude, I could show you some numbers that will blow your mind just from referrals on other continuity programs. It would change your zip code, right? Rabbit Runner, what percent of leads do on Facebook? Very low. Very, very low. Matter of fact, I don't necessarily like Facebook. Only thing I do enjoy about Facebook is that it is a machine. I put $1 in, I know you're going to get leads, right? But the majority of them are trash. Percentage low, man. Probably 10%. I don't know. Super low. Rabbit Runner, very low. Demond Brown, what's the name of the program? I just reread. I didn't know this, but as I was putting together this training for Saturday, I went to Barnes and Noble to get Rich Dad Poor Dad. I hadn't read it since like 2001 or something. But I don't know, 2002. I'm like, let me go get this book. Let me get a refresher. When I went to get it, it was all newly updated. So Rich Dad Poor Dad, that was all. It was the new book it's not even new. It's 20-something years old, but he has a lot of updates on it. Trey, thank you. You're welcome. Do I do mailers? Yes, Lucan. Right now, I'm only doing mailers to inherited property or probate stuff. I'm only doing mailers to that right now. That's all I'm doing for that. So, but you can still do mailers. Okay, Roundup. I hope I've been able to help you. This one here, intellectual property. That's a beast. It's a beast. I'm just trying to imagine. Oh God, where would I be if I learned that I could just use somebody else's intellectual property, plug into it, offer it for sale somewhere else, and I'll get paid every month, and I don't even have to create the product? That intrigues me. Let me find out more about that. It's called affiliate marketing. Okay, so listen, if you want to join my YouTube and internet marketing masterclass, send me an email. I don't even have it. I'm not even like offering it to the public. Just people that came to the class. The discount ends today. The $500 off is $2,000. But I'm telling you, you're going to make, just with the connections in there, you're going to make $2,000 in the first few months. So real estate, majority of people see what they're doing. I told you I went to Chipotle. Everybody's like this on their phones. I'm like, God, dude, stay off the phones if you can. Playing these games, yo. It's complete time vampire. It's killing. And the last thing I do is wake up early, 5 o'clock in the morning. I cannot tell you how much stuff I get done waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning. It is complete blackness outside. No phone ringing, no email coming through, unless somebody, could be some products or services that people are buying on the West Coast, East Coast. I don't know. But you get a lot more done in the mornings because nobody's there. All right. Nobody's there to hound you. Phone's done. Nobody's calling you. It's really, really cool. All right, Roundup. Make sure you take a second, subscribe to the channel. Please hit that bell. And watch out for the book of the month. Is going to be coming in the next week. I'm setting it all up now. And the membership site, if you want to come on to get some exclusive guests and some other trainers that we're going to be bringing on. What we got? And we got a few more hours. few more hours from our New Year's Eve sale. Everything's 40% off. This is it. No more sales for a while. Giving away too much stuff. And my wife's like, Chris, you too cheap. You always giving away stuff and stuff. I'm married to a spender. I'm not a spender. So you got to pay the bills. Roundup, I love y'all. Share this content with any other investors or any other entrepreneurs that need to get rolling in the new year. I love you. I'll see you soon. Peace.